For millions of employees, the open enrollment period for their workplace will soon be opening for them, something that each worker should take advantage of. However, even with the emails and the pamphlets that the work hands out, it can still be confusing to make those choices.
We talked with certified financial planner Will Rogers to talk about what you need to know during your employer's open enrollment period, especially when it comes to health insurance. Take a look. All right, well, thank you for joining us this morning. We're talking open enrollment, right? So what are some of the topics that we're talking about and some of the terms that folks should know? It can be a complicated topic, right?
Oh, it can be very complicated. And today is really a vocabulary lesson to put people in a position of knowledge when they're signing up. So we're going to talk about premiums. We're going to talk about deductibles, co-pays, HMO versus PPO, health savings accounts or HSAs, high deductible health plans or HDHPs, and finally, flexible savings accounts.
All right, this next question is brought to you by the letter P, premiums. Let's talk about what premiums are and how they can help.
So premiums are the amount you and your employer pay the insurer each month. You know, most folks are aware of what they pay, but the employee usually only pays a portion of it, and this is deducted from your paycheck. You know, should you terminate service and need to go on COBRA, you're paying that entire premium. And that's part of the benefits. You know, part of what you get for working there is your employer is picking up part of those health insurance premiums.
And then that brings us to the deductible. Talk to us about that.
This is the amount that you have to pay in total before you get any benefits from health insurance. So putting your deductible into a flexible savings account, or at least having it in your own savings account. So should you have those medical expenses come up, you've got that cash on hand to cover those deductibles.
And I know this one's confusing for a number of people, and it throws me off too. The deductibles versus a copay. How is it different than a copay?
So with a deductible, you're paying everything until you pay the deductible. But then as you have additional medical expenses, the copay is where you'll still pay a little bit more. It might be $20 or 10%. But as you're going in, it's not like you hit the deductible and then everything is free. The copay is where you still have a little bit of skin in the game as those additional medical expenses go up.
We just wish it was free. Yeah.
Exactly. And to be even more a little bit confusing, we're heading into acronyms now. So let's move into the types of plans. What are HMOs and PPOs?
No, these are the two major types of health insurance plans. HMOs are health maintenance organizations. They're often available for lower monthly premiums, but they come with some restrictions. Typically, they limit the service to a specific network of providers covered by the plan. PPOs, on the other hand, are preferred provider organizations. They tend to have higher premiums than HMOs. Referrals from your primary physician typically are not required, and you generally have a lot more flexibility in choosing your providers.
Okay. And yes, I think normally it's PPOs is what we have. You know, you'll have the different types there. What about the health savings accounts, the HSA?
HSAs, health savings accounts, are one of my favorite things. You know, it's an account that allows you to set money on a pre-tax basis for qualified medical expenses that come out tax-free. So, you know, it's very rare that you get the tax deduction and it can come out tax-free. You can use a savings account to cover expenses for deductibles, for co-pays, off other out of medical expense, other out-of-pocket medical costs. Sorry about that. The big deal here is by using pre-tax dollars, the net cost to you for these services is reduced. Another big thing with health savings accounts that's different than flexible savings accounts, health savings accounts automatically roll over any unused funds each year for future use. So even years from now, you can use that money for your healthcare needs.
And that's what we have. Well, that's what I have. And
yeah.
I love an HSA.
Yeah, and if people don't have one, sounds like something you might want to invest in. So how about high deductible health plans?
So the high deductible health plan has to be offered in conjunction with a health savings account or an HSA. The high deductible health plans often have a lower monthly premium, but they also often require a higher deductible. The deductible can come out of the money that you set aside in the HSA, though.
All right. So kind of the good and the bad on that, too, because you're paying less monthly. I like that. Now, are these the same as the flexible spending accounts, the FSAs?
No, they're not. And the flexible spending accounts have been around a long time, and often folks will think an HSA is an FSA. The flexible spending account lets you put many out-of-pocket medical expenses with tax-free dollars. You set money into the FSA with each paycheck going in there. Again, the funds accumulated can be used to cover similar expenses, co-pays, deductibles, qualified prescription drugs, a few other medical expenses. But this is a use it or lose it plan. The money in the FSA must be used before the year is out. One of the things that I like to remind folks, though, is if you put money in the flexible spending account and you or a qualified family member needs glasses, often that's a great way to just close out that account at year end, is get yourself that next set of frames and lenses.
Use it or lose it.
Yeah.
That's definitely way to do it. Will, great tips here again for open enrollment because it's right on the cusp and a lot of people are having to deal with it right now. Where can people go to get more info on this?
Always happy to share our wisdom on wealth. They can visit wrogers.info, give us a call. We've got an article on open enrollment on the Insights tab on our website. So just trying to give people more information because if they've got more knowledge together with wisdom, they can make better decisions for their life.
All right, great tips. Will, appreciate it very much. Good to see you again.
Hey, happy to be here.